Dobro jutro svima, predsjednici, komesarka, kolege, kolegice, prijatelji. Good morning. It is our clear goal of the Summit 100 to transform the region, our region, from one of the least, from one of the worst developed regions in Europe into one of the fast-growing and one of the most developed regions in Europe in the next 10 to 15 years. Because we believe it is feasible, it is possible, and we're going to do it. We're going to move it from still being a part of the problem into being the part of solution. And we're going to discuss about how we're going to do it in very concrete terms. First of all, through the keynote of the Commissioner, and then through the discussion that will follow. Violeta, please.
Dobro jutro. Distinguished President, Ministers, distinguished guests, colleagues, and above all, friends. I'm really happy to be here. Like Istok said, I have a long-standing connection with this summit, and every year it reinforces its strength for the region, and every year I'm more convinced that summits like this are of essential importance for the regional development and for a successful integration of this region into even larger integrations like European Union. And I'm particularly happy about the title, Quo Vadis Europa? Where is Europe going? And my answer to this is very straightforward, wherever we're going to take it. We need to be aware that people are the ones who create opportunities, problems, and also solutions. And we cannot blame institutions because institutions are people. We cannot blame infrastructure because infrastructure are people. And once we take on board that we are the ones who create our today and tomorrow, we will feel probably much more engaged and much more empowered to dream the future and manifest the future with our daily activities. And step by step, the vision will become a reality as well. I'm also very happy to be here with you today because this is a positive momentum. A year and a half ago, or a year ago, I would be a little bit more careful, even though my nature is on the positive side always. But today, I think, as President Juncker said, the winds are really backing European sails again. And I would like to justify that with a couple of information, and I hope that that will give you strength to continue with all the necessary reforms in the region as well, to be able to use this wind, as the President said in his opening speech, to create energy, not to build the walls to stop the wind from touching us. And let's see, what are the core messages from European Union? European economy is out of crisis. That is for sure. All member states are in a positive GDP trend. Very encouraging. With a growth that has outstripped that of the United States. European Union today is the strongest economy in the world. And I hope we will take an opportunity to use it for our advantage and to re-strengthen our position on a global scale. And I can assure you that the Commission is doing everything we can, and all commissioners, to seize this opportunity. The employment is falling, and it's at the 9th-year low. So the very positive message also for and from the youth. But it is clear that we are not walking this path alone. And this positive agenda is shared with our neighbors, and especially with our close partners in Western Balkans. And I'm really, really happy and proud that these Balkan winds are part of the positive winds that we're experiencing. And there are two major reasons that drive this. First, the prospect of the future EU membership of Western Balkans is more tangible than ever before. After a decade of little or no talk about enlargements, President Juncker has recently reconfirmed the accession prospects for the Western Balkans. And we are coming up in February next year with an enlargement strategy, which will bring additional clarity, and it's also a very good motivation for all Western Balkan states to get even more dynamically engaged in the needed structural reforms and in the needed transparency on all levels to be then able to fully engage on EU level as well. So please use this opportunity, not only because of EU, but because of the Balkan countries, because once you restructure, once you enter this very strong stream of cooperation, opportunities start developing by itself. And secondly, we have had some major successes in the area of connectivity and regional economic cooperation. And I'm really proud of this region, and that after 10 years of discussions, we finally signed Transport Community Treaty this year in Trieste between EU and VB6. And this is really an incredible achievement. It might sound small, but it is a ticket that opens so many new opportunities. Why? What is really so important? Let me bring your attention to 4 elements. First, stability and predictability. Such cooperation really shows that the region is politically mature and ready to cooperate and pursue the necessary reforms. And yes, this is so important because every % of increase in investments brings 2.4% of increase of GDP over the next 4 years. And that should drive this region. I know that in this region, a lot of good things are happening. And I'm very proud of people, and I know that you are proud of yourself as well and very competent. Use this for positive agenda. Stream this power into positive projects, engaging projects. And I know that sometimes it's hard to overcome personal history and a history of the political situations. But learn from those that failed and see how important it is that you settle your internal disputes at home, and in the family of nations, you present yourselves as one. Second, great efficiency of the transport network, greater efficiency of transport network. This treaty, the Western Balkans will take over and apply, then through this treaty, the Western Balkans will apply the entire EU acquis, rules, regulations, and standards. And then all of a sudden we'll open up a completely new area where you can deliver based on the economy of scale and economy of volume, the solutions from your region. It's not only that you take in the countries, but you can then pass your solutions outside the country and contribute to the overall development of the continent. Especially encouraging is also that besides the Transport Community Treaty, we also have now the first steps have been made towards the regional economic area that Commissioner Hahn has put forward. And this will work hand in hand. This will walk together the path. And it has to be, it has to support each other. These two strategies cannot be in contradiction. So priorities need to be made in order to support this further development and further cooperation. This will also allow the region to be on the same track on the EU when it comes to my transport priorities, European transport priorities. And they're very clear. First, decarbonization. We bring 24% of CO2 emissions to, and this is unacceptable, and with the predicted growth. we could easily become the biggest polluter in a couple of years. So we are doing now everything possible to bring down the CO2 impact. Second, the digitalization, which actually helps a lot to reply to the first challenge. And third, innovation, strong innovation agenda, and of course investments, which is equally important to empower all good ideas. And I will say a couple of words later also how and where new investment potentials are emerging. Third element we'd like to bring to the table is environment conducive to investment. I mentioned already before the importance of Transport Community Treaty, and even more, I would like to stress one more time that this creates environment that will be attractive to investments and, of course, allow, in particular, more innovative financing models to appear also in the region.